God, if people won't just shut up about the Amex Platinum, dog, I'm gonna fucking lose my mind. All right, we fall for it. We all fell for it. I fucking fell for it. All right, everyone's like, Amex Platinum, it's free. It's free. It's like $800 now, but it's free because you're military. You know, thank you for your fucking service. It's free. Just get it, or else you're wasting money. Why? Does it benefit your life? Does what it provide for you actually benefit you? Or is it just gonna make you jaded and feel like you've just been swindled? And I feel like that's the way a lot of people feel. That like, oh, their life is gonna change when they get the Amex Platinum and they're military and they get it for free and it's just gonna make them so much better. But you don't actually spend your life in the way that this card was formulated. That is why there's so many cards and there's so many different families of cards. You have, the traditional Amex, the points family. You have your co-branded cards. You have your reward dollars. There's so many cards out there that could be useful for you, and yet you're stuck on this flashy one. And I was too. I actually low-key regret it. Not all the way, but I do somewhat. Because what I value more than the credits and all the stuff that the Platinum gives me is the points earning that the gold gives me. And I kind of wish I had the green for the extra points as well. I use these points to redeem it for real travel, for real stuff that I wouldn't normally buy myself, right? We talk about, like, I know there's the cash back versus the points, and it's like cash back was it's just cash. I don't travel that much, so the points aren't valued to me. And I feel like it's the opposite. I don't travel much, so the points are very valuable for me. It's hard for me to want to fork over hundreds of dollars to travel because it just feels like a waste. But when you could do it for free with points, or free with points, I already earned these anyway with my normal spend. Just swiping my gold every time I go to a restaurant or a supermarket, or my green if I ever had the green when I do trains or hotels or whatever, and just racking up these points that I would normally spend on anyways. And then I go and I could see I could redeem all this stuff now for a free round trip ticket somewhere. It makes traveling so much easier. I want to travel, but I think that barrier of spending the money is what keeps me from doing it. So I feel like it's the opposite. I value travel points a lot more than percent or cash back because of the experience it enables me to afford. If you're someone who would spend on travel anyways, then maybe cash back is actually more valuable for you. Or maybe the Amex Platinum is more valuable for you, because if you're already going to be spending full price, full cash for flights or hotels, one of these cards that allow you to earn insane multipliers on the cash you already spend is good, right? That's something that you're already spending the money on. If you're someone who never wants to travel ever again, you like sitting where you're at, maybe one of the cashback cards is actually best because that gives you real dollars in your pocket. And that's why I'm going to go over here. I'm not going to do it for just Amex. I'm going to do it for all of the ecosystems eventually. But this first episode is just about American Express because I feel like they get a lot of the attention, especially with this flashy card here with the military. But there's also possibly other cards that you could benefit from. And if you see a card here that you like, that you want me to do a full episode on my single card series, please let me know. All right, so here's the card families that we have. We kind of already talked over it, but let me just give you a quick rundown. First, you have the membership rewards family, and that is your classic Amex points. When someone says Amex points, these three cards are it. That is the green, the gold, and the platinum. Right? Now, what a family really is they're a set of cards that earn points or cash back in the same region, the same category, the same currency, I would say. And you can also product change between them. So you can go up or down that list, but you can't hop between the lists. Right? So you can go from a platinum to a gold to a green in any order of that, but you can't change a platinum into a Marriott Bonvoy Bevy, right? It doesn't work that way. You'd have to open a whole new card. All right, so next you have is reward dollars. That's the Amex cashback. It is technically in points, but you redeem the points for 1 cent per point anyways. And in that, you have the Blue Cash Preferred and the Blue Cash Everyday. Interesting point about the Blue Cash Everyday, if you're talking about official American Express issued personal cards, It is the only one that has no annual fee. And that is your traditional Amex cards. Those 5, Blue Cash Everyday is the only one there with no annual fee. You'll see later that the Delta SkyMiles Blue and Hilton Honors card also have no annual fee, but those are co-branded cards. They're a little different. So next you have your Delta SkyMiles cards, and these cards earn Delta SkyMiles, like points, right? So Delta branded points that you can redeem for Delta or the SkyTeam Alliance flights. And in that they have 4 cards. They have the blue, the gold, the platinum, and the reserve. They kind of like to somewhat stick to the Amex nomenclature. So the gold Delta SkyMiles earns points better at restaurants and grocery stores. The platinum is kind of like their high tier, with their reserve being like that's the the clingy cling ding 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 metal card that you get that gets you into the Delta lounges. See, I'm forgetting the term. The lounges. All right. Next, you have your Marriott Bonvoy. So it's your Marriott hotel points. If you didn't know, that's a hotel brand. And in that, you have the Brilliant and the Bevy. Both of these have annual fees. We'll talk about that later, but you have 2 cards here. You have 3 cards in the Hilton category, Hilton Honors Points. Again, a hotel, if you've never heard of Hilton. And there they have also a no annual fee card and 2 other annual fee cards. All right, let's get into more detail. This one is on the membership rewards. So this has 3 redemption values. And I think that it has to speak volumes about the flexibility that the membership reward points get you. So with the membership reward points, all those co-branded cards we talked about, the Delta, the Hilton, and the Marriott, you could transfer these points into those points directly, right? You could transfer them, which gives you flexibility. If you're looking at a hotel and you've been a Marriott person, die hard, and you're looking and the Hilton is like half the amount of points for an equally nice hotel, well, realistically, the Hilton's point value is inflated, so it'd be the same hotel, the same points value for like the same hotel. Well, now if you just use membership rewards points, you can change it to either system, either currency if you want to. So you have flexibility in where you go, who you stay with, who you fly with, which is really nice. But you also have like very simple things. If you go through their Amex travel portal, it kind of decreases the value of the points, but it's still decent. If you're not someone who wants to spend every waking hour figuring the best redemption value for your credit card points and you just want to use them, well then the travel portal is not terrible. It gets you some decently good redemption value and much better than redeeming it for cash back anyways. And it's also very easy. And a lot of times the difference in the portal is you also don't owe any cash at all. Usually they cover the taxes in full. And a lot of those airlines will see your travel portal redemption as cash bookings, which is very nice. And the last thing you do is you can redeem these for cash at 0.6 cents per point, which is terrible. They kind of do this just to give you a little hedge. Just know that the value of your point is never going to be less than 0.6, because then you could just redeem it for cash. But this does have a nice little cherry on top, and that is the Schwab Platinum. And it's a co-branded card, kind of, a co-partnered card, I'd say. And it is just a normal Amex Platinum that has Charles Schwab kind of written on the top right. And you have to have a Charles Schwab brokerage account to be eligible for it, but you can open that for free. And the major bonus it gives you is allows you to deposit your membership rewards points directly into your Schwab brokerage at a value of 1.1 cents per point, which a lot of high-end card connoisseurs do as an extra hedge. And they know that if something happens and the value of the membership rewards points fall, that they'll never fall less than 1 cent per point, because they can output that to Schwab in real cash at 1.1 cents per point, which is actually better than straight cash back we'll see on the membership reward dollar or the reward dollars redemption, because that is tangible money that you can actually output, which is really nice. So next is ecosystem earnings, and we'll look at this for each of the different categories, but this lets you know what demographic they're targeting, and that lets you know if you can get the most out of this ecosystem. So if you look at the categories, these are all the categories that are included at least once on one of these cards and their redemption value in points per dollar. If you look at that, it's very much a travel heavy setup. These 3 cards are very travel heavy. Who would have thunk it, right? Airfare is your max card or max earner at 5 points per dollar on the platinum, right? And you look at dining in supermarkets, which are being propped up by the gold at 4 points per dollar, and travel, transit, and then again dining on the green for 3 points per dollar. And one thing I want to note too is the gold also does earn points on flights at 3 points per dollar, which is why you see airfare at 3 to 5. So you see, you remove the gold, really your categories are airfare, dining, travel, and transit if you have the platinum and the green. And that really just shows you their key demographic, right? They want people who go travel to specific places. Why dining is very heavily invested. It's on 2 of the cards. Airfare is also on 2 of the cards. It's because they look for people who are eating out because they're somewhere new, because they're traveling. And because they're traveling, they're going to earn points on transit. So they're going to earn points either taking trains or buses or also taxis, Ubers, and Lyfts. All right, they're earning points on travel. They're earning points on hotels, on booking their flights. This is the demographic of people that they want. People who already spend their money in this category, which is why I say that gold is the best. Most people aren't naturally spending most of their money on travel and transit. They are spending most of their money on groceries and dining. So if you were to have only one of these cards, the gold is the best card because it allows you to earn natural points on your normal everyday spend, which is dining in supermarkets, with a little bonus on flights. If you don't have enough points to book a flight, you could book a flight with your gold card and still get 3 points per dollar. So it's making that cash redemption there, that cash transaction, feel a little bit better because you're earning 3 points per dollar on that anyways. The gold also comes with some great extra value, and it gets you into the membership rewards ecosystem, this points ecosystem, which is why I think it's the best, because it's the one that kind of singles out as your best earner among the 3, the real reason to get these points. And I'm not going to get into the other reasons for having these cards like lounges or lots of credits, but you could. All right, so things to note is I actually like these a lot too, because these 3 cards are charge cards, not credit cards. So they don't have a credit limit. Doesn't mean you can't spend infinite on them, but they must be paid in full every month. And I know you can't get the green when you have terrible credit. I got approved for the gold actually with pretty bad credit and helped me build my credit up, but I think I had like 670 or something when I got approved for the gold, and that was my first card. Actually, I think it was my first card other than a normal military card. So you can get approved for these with relatively low credit scores as long as you have like low balances on those cards and decent earnings. So it's not really like as exclusive as people make it seem, and especially if you're going for the green card first, it's not bad because it gets you into the habit of paying your card off in full every month. When you know you have no other option and you have to pay the balance off in full every month, then you really think twice about swiping. And you're like, would I buy this anyways? Is this something I would purchase with my own cash, or am I only purchasing this because I have a card? And if you get into the habit of doing that with your Amex cards, with these charge cards, then you can trust yourself to do that with normal credit cards. And that's what I like about them, is they kind of force you into that mindset of I must pay off in full every month. The last thing to note is all 3 of these cards have an annual fee. There's no $0 annual fee category within here, which if you're not in the military, it kind of sucks. There is a value to it, and I would say even if you're not in the military, even when I choose to get out, I am going to get the gold card. Well, I'm going to downgrade my platinum to a gold. But this is worth it for me, even at the annual fee. This, not so much. If I'm in the military, the green is great. If I'm not, gold every day, baby. All right, next one. This is not an ad. Reward dollars. This is the Amex's cashback. It's still technically points, but you redeem the point for 1 cent per point. Cool. You could see that this is a lot more pragmatic. This family of of cards is more geared towards the everyday individual, the everyday American spend. And if you skip to the bottom here real quick, oh look, both of them have foreign transaction fees. These are cards that are meant to be used in the United States. And would you believe it? This is normal at home everyday spend. You're talking about supermarkets, subscriptions, gasoline, transit, and online retail. This is stuff that people spend their everyday money on. And this is where you get your good redemptions at. You see supermarkets with the Blue Cash Preferred get 6% back. Subscriptions, 6% back. Gas, right? 3% back. Transit, 3% back. Online retail, 3% back. These are some pretty great earn rates for these cards on everyday spend. And that is just straight cash back. You think about that. Imagine having a 6% discount on everything you buy at the supermarket, or 3% off at every gas station, or 3% off on every Amazon transaction. It's a very nice earn for everyday spend, but they're not travel cards, all right? And you could technically get better redemption rates other places, right? Even though this has 6% back at supermarkets, at 1 cent per point, or 1%, there is a chance that your Amex Gold at 4 points per dollar, at a 2 cents per point redemption, could get the equivalent of 8% back at supermarkets. So your gold could beat that, but it's not going to unless that's the points are what you value. If the cash back is what you value, then the preferred every day. Pretty simple. Let's go to the next one. All right, next is Delta Sky Miles, and this is going to be the first of our co-branded cards. So these cards are issued by American Express. They are networked by American Express, but they're mainly for Delta purchases. And one thing that these airlines have figured out that I think really started, well, it started a while ago, but it was really easy to see once more airlines are being transparent about it, is that these are basically membership fees for an airline. If you think about it, Spirit and Frontier show this very clearly. They sell a membership. You get a membership with their company, and you get discounts on flights or free checked bags and free seating, which is basically what these cards give you. So in the age of people just getting cards for status because that's what you did, these other airlines like Spirit and Frontier just went ahead and sold you the membership. Why put a middleman? Why put a credit card company in the middle when we could just sell you a membership and you'll be loyal to us? So this is more, and a lot of the same with the other airlines, is it's more of the really, I wouldn't say older crowd, and they're kind of changing that to be less of a membership, but it is a little bit more for the older crowd. The idea that, hey, if you get this card with us, you're going to stick with us. And it's true. These cards don't earn a lot. The best earn is with the reserve at 3 points per dollar on all Delta spend. But you could just get an Amex Green and get 3 membership rewards points per dollar on all airlines and hotels and campsites and cruises and trains and buses and taxis and Ubers and restaurants. So it doesn't make much sense to get these cards to earn Sky Miles. It's better to earn Sky Miles through earning membership rewards points and transferring them to Sky Miles if that's the point you need. So what these effectively are Delta membership cards. And the good thing for you is through American Express, you get these for free, no annual fee with your military. So I actually personally have the reserve. Would I ever have the reserve as a civilian? Fuck no. Maybe if I flew Delta Hub to Delta Hub all the time, maybe I would get a platinum. But even then, it's a lot of money for something that I don't really value. But you know what this does get me? Lounges, baby. Pinkies up. Lounges. It also gets me 15% discount on booking flights with Sky Miles. It gets me the MQD Boost and the MQD Head Start so I can get status with Delta basically for free. And especially if you get these two cards together, you get free silver status with Delta just every year off the rip, which is very nice. So there is a reason to have them. And there's some other good reasons, right, as you see down here, right? All four of these cards have no foreign transaction fee. Yes, even the shitty $0 annual fee Sky Miles Blue has no foreign transaction fee, which is actually nice. I'll give it one benefit: no foreign transaction fee. I'm never gonna shill for the blue ever again. So what can you do with these Sky Miles points? Well, you could book Delta points directly, but you can also book KLM, Air France, Korean Air, Virgin Atlantic, etc., because they're part of the SkyTeam Alliance. And that is actually where you get some of the best redemption for these Delta points. All right, simple enough. Booking flights, very good. Don't earn, use it for the status. Marriott Bonvoy, much the same, except all the hotel cards have this really weird quirk where they just give you a fuck ton of points spending on their own hotel. And where I assume that is, and it happens with all store cards, not just hotel or airline cards, all co-branded cards have some sort of clause in them that if you use it at that store, that they get a discount on their transaction fee. So at American Express charges every merchant a fee to swipe the card. Same with Visa, same with MasterCard. But Marriott Bonvoy has probably created a contract with American Express to say, hey, when they swipe their Amex Marriott Bonvoy at a Marriott website or Marriott hotel to book a hotel room, we do not owe you charge fees, or maybe we owe you, very little, which allows them to pay out insane dividend points on these products. That's my best guess. Probably wrong. Maybe they're just eating it. Who knows? But you can see again here, it's kind of a little bit more skewed towards the travel folk. But this Marriott Bonvoy Bevy holds up as Marriott's version of the gold card. Just like the Delta Gold and the Amex Gold, this is their version of the gold card. This is the one that earns points at restaurants and supermarkets, right? You still get the same 6 points per dollar at Marriott Bonvoy, but you also get restaurant and supermarket. Whereas with the Brilliant, you get restaurants, airfare, and Marriott dropping the supermarkets, right? So you kind of see the same idea. Another good thing is that both of these cards have no foreign transaction fee. Great, they're travel cards, they're meant for that. But both of them have an annual fee. This one has an annual fee of $150 and this is $550. As you see, this one's trying to be the earner, and this one's the real status. They both give you a free night. This one gives you a free night after spending $15,000 on the card. This one gives you a free night every year for holding the card. Yes, it is a free night up to 85,000 points redemption, which is very nice. If you're going for a weekend, right, and you're staying Friday night and Saturday night, essentially you get one of those nights for free just booking this card. And you book it with the card as well, you get 6 points per dollar. At a value of only 0.7 cents per point, it's not great, but it's better than a lot of other cards, right? I know the Platinum just started. If you book a card through Amex, book a hotel through Amex Travel, you get 5 times points on that booking, but it's also only a prepaid booking, and it kind of sucks. So it's good to have one of these cards just for that purpose of booking with directly the hotel. If that's a hotel if you like the Marriott chain hotels, it's worth it. The base earn is 2 points per dollar, which is the equivalent of approximately 1.5% cash back on everything, which is not bad either. If you're just going to use it for everyday spend, especially if you're a civilian that doesn't want to pay the high annual fee and you want the Bonvoy Bevy and you want to get to $15,000 to spend on the Bonvoy Bevy in 1 year to get the free night award, you're still making 2 points per dollar on that $15,000, which then comes out to about an extra 30,000 points. If you're not spending on any of the other categories, that's a minimum of an extra 15,000 or 30,000 points on top of your free night. You might be able to just get a free weekend of travel every year from just spending on the Bonvoy Bevy, especially if you go to restaurants or supermarkets and you buy airline stuff with it. You can easily get to 2 free nights a year for only a annual fee of $150. If this is the only card you have, or one of the only cards you have, and you get a weekend, a date night, or whatever, or just a trip once a year, it could be a very beneficial stuff. And I've seen a lot of people do that. Some people would rather just spend the extra upfront money per year to get the Bonvoy Brilliant and then just get a guaranteed free night every year. It just depends. But Marriott Bonvoy is actually one of the unique ones here in that Chase holds Marriott Bonvoy cards as well, official Marriott cards. And I actually believe that the Chase Marriott cards are better than the American Express ones because in the same family they have a $0 annual fee card. So if shit hits the fan, you can't pay the annual fee anymore. Maybe you don't travel, but you don't want to yet close the card. At least with Chase, you could downgrade to their $0 annual fee card and keep the credit line open, keep the account open, keep the age open, and you still get to keep your Marriott Bonvoy card that you can maybe then move up later again once you get back on your feet or whatever. I think that's actually a better thing. As much as I love Amex, I do think Chase has the better Marriott cards here. Okay, lastly is Hilton Honors. Now, Hilton Honors cards are actually some of the best hotel cards around. They have a strong list of earnings potential, even though the value of each point is pretty low at half a cent per point. They still have very strong earnings to make up for that. They don't try to screw you over on it. So with the Aspire, their high-end card, you get 14 points per dollar on Hilton spend, which is insane. The equivalent of about 7% cash back for just booking with Hilton. Now this one has 12, and then I believe this one has 7 or 10 or something like that. I think they decreased by 2. And they really encourage you to use these cards to book Hilton properties, which is fine. Travel, the Aspire gets 7 points per dollar on all travel. So other than the Amex Green Card, this is the only other card that has travel as a general category, which is very cool. Even though you earn in Hilton Honors points, which again comes out to about 3.5% cash back, if you're normally getting 1, that's pretty good. That is really good. That's a pretty good earn for just straight everyday travel. And that includes the Amex definition of travel is very generous. So that is still very good in my eyes. Thumbs up, 2 thumbs up actually. Restaurants is where you start to get iffy, right? The Amex Gold is still much better for restaurants because you get 4 times points per dollar, and then you could transfer those 4 points into 8 Hilton points. So then you look at restaurants. The max you can earn on one of these cards is 7 points per dollar on restaurants, and you get the equivalent of 8 with the Amex Gold. So that's not nearly as great. Supermarket is the same thing. You actually get more points, again, because you get 8 with the Amex Gold. Gas stations is one where it's a new one as well. So the gas stations and online retail are 2 categories that Amex does not earn membership awards points in. So if your main goal in earning Amex membership awards points is to book Hilton properties, it's better off to get this lower card that has gas stations and online retail as one of these 2 lower cards, has gas stations and online retail as a category. Because otherwise you'd be earning base rate, which is 1 Amex point per dollar. And now you're earning 5, 6, or 4 Hilton points per dollar on those cards. So this is great. I always love to see new categories. Skipping back real quick, through the Marriott cards, right? The only category that's a new category is Marriott Earn. That is Marriott points. Every single one of these restaurants, supermarkets, and airfare is stuff that you can earn for better on Amex, the traditional membership awards points cards. Whereas with Hilton, you're adding gas stations and online retail, 2 categories that don't normally exist. That is why I like these. They also have free night awards, just like Marriott. And the free night awards generally seem to be better. When booking with your card, you also get 5th night free. I believe, not with your card. With points, you also get 5th night free. So if you're staying for a full week, not only do you get a free night, you also get 5th night free for the price of 3. It's kind of nice. Very good ability to earn points and redeem the points. I love the Hilton cards. I'm planning to get one eventually. It's not in my roadmap for the next year or 2, but I think at year 2.5 or 3, I'm definitely going to get one of these Hilton cards. One thing to know is all cards in this category have no foreign transaction fee, which includes the no annual fee Hilton card. This is just called the Hilton Honors American Express credit card. There's no actual name. I think it's like the Surpass and Aspire for the other two, but this one has no name. It's great for a no name, no annual fee card, having no foreign transaction fee. Again, love to see it, and it's the one with gas stations and online retail. Even if you're a civilian that has to pay annual fees, this is one of the best because you're not paying an annual fee and you're earning points on categories you wouldn't normally earn. That is fantastic. I love Hilton Honors points. And that is all of the Amex family. Oh my God. I really need to end this and just go to bed. That is all of the Amex card families put out here. Next, I'm going to go over Chase, Citi, Capital One. Maybe in that order, maybe not, but we're going to get the other three major card families out there. And I think after I go through the major credit card families, I'm going to go back through and revisit USAA and Navy Federal. Maybe not USAA because fuck you guys for that government assistance loan, that shutdown loan thing. I didn't get swindled by that, but I don't fucking forget. If my card wasn't such a good one, I'd cancel it, but it's not worth it. Anyways, I hope you guys have a great night, great morning, great afternoon, whenever you're watching this. And thank you for watching. Please comment any suggestions for a video, stuff you like, stuff you didn't like, and stuff you think I should cover in first, right? I don't really have a priority for what next video is, so the first person to comment what the next video should be, I guess I'll go ahead and cover that for the family of cards. All right, thank you guys.